Hello yoga friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica, and this is the 31-day yoga challenge where we do 20 minutes of yoga a day for 31 days. Today is day 21 and it's all about restoring. So as we wrap up our third week here of our yoga challenge, we're going to take today to rest and restore our bodies. We've been working hard and now it's time to slow down. We will be utilizing a space on a wall for today's practice. So if you don't have a space on a wall available, the back of a couch, anything relatively tall to just swing your legs up is perfect. But before we find our spaces on our walls, let's go ahead and begin in Sukhasana easy pose here. Fluttering the eyes closed or taking a soft gaze. Bringing palms down onto the knees, maybe palms down for some grounding energy, or palms up to harness some energy from the universe. Or maybe you place one palm or both palms on your heart and or belly. And then begin to find an even breath in and out through the nostrils, deep into the belly, coming into the present moment. We'll begin our practice by setting an intention. Anything that comes to mind is wonderful. And if nothing comes to mind, you can always use this one. I give myself permission to slow down. I give myself permission to slow down. And whatever intention you chose for yourself today, begin to inhale that beautiful energy from that intention in through the nose, deep into the belly. And open the mouth, sigh, exhale out anything extra you may have brought onto your mat today. Let's take that one more time, inhaling through the nose, deep into the belly. And open the mouth, sigh, exhale out anything extra. Coming back to your even breath and knowing that you can always return to your intention throughout practice and perhaps throughout the rest of your day today. We'll go ahead and flutter the eyes open, and we're going to work through opening and restoring our upper body before we move to the wall and focus more on our lower bodies. So bringing our palms down to our knees here. Next exhale, we're going to drop chin to chest. Inhale, begin a neck roll up and back to the right, making sure not to get the shoulders involved here. And when you're about halfway through, you can begin your exhale down and around. We'll take that one more time, inhaling up and back. And then exhaling down and around, connecting our breath to the body here. And then on our next inhale, we'll reverse that to the left. And exhale down and around. And one more time to the left. And then on your next inhale, floating your head back up to center. Let's begin some nice shoulder rolls to the back as quickly or as slowly as your body wants today. And then reverse those to the front. And then let's roll the shoulders back one more time and settling back into Sukhasana, easy pose. Inhaling arms out to a T. Let's exhale that right hand to the mat, left arm overhead, opening through that left side body. 2 rounds of breath here. Inhale back to center, arms to a T, and exhale that left hand to the mat, right arm overhead, 2 rounds of breath. Inhale back to center, arms to a T, and let's exhale, cross that right arm over the left, giving yourself a nice hug here. Opening through the upper back, making sure shoulders are down and relaxed, and we'll stay here for one more round of breath. And on your next inhale, bring your arms back out to a T, and exhale left over right, giving yourself a nice big hug here. One more round of breath. And on your next inhale, let's bring the arms back out to a T, and then drop them behind our backs, clasping the hands at the lower back, and then option to straighten the elbows here, really opening through the chest, making sure those shoulders are down and relaxed. 2 rounds of breath. And the next exhale, releasing that and bringing the palms back onto the knees. We're going to find our way over onto our wall. So bringing the bum right up against the wall here. And then from here, we're going to swing the legs just up the wall. Maybe keeping a slight bend in the knees, your choice. And just releasing the arms maybe by the sides, or maybe out to a T, even a cactus shape. If you want to get a little chest opener, or you can always place the palms on the belly and or heart, and you can adjust the arms throughout this practice. So now we'll be holding these next few postures a little bit longer for multiple minutes, feeling free to flutter the eyes closed during this or taking a soft gaze. And if any thoughts come to mind, acknowledge them and then let them float on by. And so from here, we're going to flex through that right foot and then exhale, cross that right ankle over the left thigh, coming into a figure 4 up the wall. Option to take that right palm and place it on the right thigh. Just opening that hip a little bit. And then also option to very gently bend through that left knee, bringing that figure 4 a little bit closer in here. Really opening through that right hip. Finding where this feels most comfortable and just coming to the edge of sensation here. So if anything feels uncomfortable or begins to pinch, just come back out of the posture. And we'll settle in here for this figure 4 for a few minutes, allowing the mind to clear, going back to the even breath. And always knowing you can go back to your intention you set at the beginning of class if your mind begins to wander. about halfway through this side, making sure that we're maintaining that flexed right foot here to protect that knee. And we'll settle back in. And taking about 3 more rounds of breath. And if your left leg is bent, go ahead and straighten that left leg back up the wall. And then we'll all uncross that right leg so it's also straight back up the wall here. Before we move on to the other side, let's go ahead and flutter the knees. Just taking a few rounds of breath. And then coming back to stillness with legs up the wall. We'll flex through that left foot and then cross that left ankle over the right thigh. Maybe placing that left hand on that left thigh, making sure that figure 4 stays nice and open. An option to stay here or bend through that right knee very slowly, just finding your edge of sensation here. And then making sure that our face and all the rest of our body is nice and relaxed, that there's no tension anywhere. Sometimes we have the tendency to furrow our brows or our jaw gets tight. And let's take this time just to exhale all that tension and release it back out into the universe to be recycled for something more useful. As we settle in here to our figure 4 on the opposite side for a few minutes. And we're about halfway through the side, making any minor adjustments if you need, and continuing to settle into this figure 4, maintaining that even breath. And taking about 3 more rounds of breath here. And then if your right knee is bent, go ahead and straighten that right leg up the wall. And then uncross that left leg back up the wall as well. Maybe windshield wipering the feet from side to side here. Just taking about 1 more round of breath before we find our way into our next posture. So coming to stillness, we're going to find a wall-supported happy baby here by bending both knees and bringing them towards the armpits, maybe bringing the soles of the feet flat on the wall here for wall-supported happy baby. You can also heel-toe your feet out if your hips are feeling particularly open today and want a little wider stance here. Just taking your time to set up this posture. You can also place your hands on your thighs if that's comfortable, or just leave your arms out by your sides. And then settling in here for wall-supported happy baby. I'll let you know when we're about halfway through. And we're about halfway through this posture, just continuing with that even breath, exhaling out any tension. And then taking about 3 more rounds of breath here. And then on your next few rounds of breath, gently bringing your legs back into legs up the wall. Straightening through both legs. Option to keep a slight bend in the knees here. And finding legs up the wall. We're going to use this as our Shavasana, our final resting pose for today. Option, of course, to take a traditional Shavasana by laying on your mat, or continue with your legs up the wall, knowing that this is a very restorative posture for the lower half of your body. Seeing as when you come out of this posture, you'll have some fresh circulation to the lower half of your body. So maybe fluttering the eyes closed if they're not there already, evening out the breath. Adjusting any clothing or hair that might be distracting, And scanning the body for any tension we can exhale. Allowing yourself to stop being a human doing and just be a human being. I will let you know when it's time to come out of your Shavasana, but for now, simply rest. And you are welcome to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you'd like. But if you'd like to close out class with me, begin to bring awareness back to the breath, introducing some movement into the body by wiggling your fingers and toes, maybe rolling through the wrists and ankles, windshield wipering the feet or knees from side to side, finding any organic movement here to wake the body back up. And then rolling onto one side to find a fetal position, keeping knees bent, using your bottom arm as a pillow. Let's stay here for one round of breath. And then on your next inhale, pressing your way up into Sukhasana, easy pose. Maybe keeping your eyes closed or in a soft gaze. We'll bring hands to heart center. I want to thank you for coming to practice with me today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We'll close our class with the sound of Om, inhaling through the nose deep into the belly. And bringing thumbs to third eye. May the light and love in me recognize and honor the light and love in you. Namaste.